This is your Master Teacher Surabhi. How are you all doing today? Welcome to the second class of Land, Soil, Water, Natural Vegetation and Wildlife. We had the first session of this class yesterday, 8 p.m. If you were not there, shame on you. What were you doing? It's fine. You can watch the replay. This is the second part of the chapter. So let's see how many of you are here showing me your attendance. Alright. Hi Naveen. Hi Anika. Hi Abhikumkum. Hi Smita. Hi Artvid Achal. Hi Naveen. Hi Smita. Alright. Now, before I say hello to all of you, quickly let me show you my weekly schedule by vanishing. So guys, on the 28th June, we've completed all of this. We started with this very beautiful chapter yesterday, 8 o'clock. If you were not there, watch the replay, understand what it was all about. Today, we are going to complete this chapter, right? And on Saturday, very important, this is an extra session that I am taking only for you. Right, 4 o'clock we are going to do a boomerang. So this week we are going to complete the second chapter of your geography. So history, civics, geography, 2 chapters are done. Do you want a menti war between them? Let me know today in the comment section after the video. Alright, okay. Now let's see how many of you are here. Guys, जो भी है जल्दी से show me your attendance. होग दो like करके वीडियो को. Alright. Vaishnu's World is here, Geetansh is here, Sheetal, Abhirudhi is here, Jagriti is here. Good job, good job. Mom's Recipes is here. ये क्या नाम है? Sheetal, hi Pavan, yes I know you. Hi Jharna, yes we want menti, of course. When I say menti, what you're like, कुछ भी लो, कोई भी question पूछ लो. We will do menti, है ना? It doesn't matter. Alright, good afternoon Mandeep. Yes, sweetie. All right. Yes, hi Tanvi. Hi Vanshika. You are my air cleaner. Wow. Unlock level N3R studies. Thank you. Hi Muthu Kumar. Alright, so guys, you know what to do. If you are here, show me your attendance by giving me a thumbs up to the video. And if you are new to the channel, welcome to the session and subscribe to the channel right now, guys. Why should we subscribe, ma'am? So that you get the notification of the next video. You do not miss out on any of my sessions, not just mine, but all the Young Wonder teachers sessions. We not only do your 600 to 8 standard here at Young Wonders, we also do motivation, fun stuff, etc. etc. As you already know, but those who are new, उनके लिए मुझे बोलना पड़ता है, right? So subscribe and do hit the bell icon. Alright, so how many of you are new? Give me a heart right now. Come on. Yes, RG Center. In the comment section, you give me the answer, I think 50 times, so I know you. Yes, Tanvi. Right. Hi, Anushri. Homework Superstar. Is bar Homework Superstar is very interesting. They were like, we'll talk about that. Right. Hi, Vaishnu. Hi Arpita, hi Rohit, new student Romesh, you know what to do, like, subscribe and end of the video में अगर आपको वीडियो अच्छा लगा, do share it with your friends. Yeah, sharing is caring and I know all my students are very caring. Yes, mom's recipe, it will not matter. Maybe one day I won't be here, there will be a robot here, but menti will always be there. Okay, so can we start? Hi Vinita, good afternoon, good afternoon. Alright, so क्या चल रहा है guys? What's up? Can we begin? New student. Guys, are you just calling yourself new student so that I say your name? Very smart. Very smart. Right. Rohit, given thumbs up. Thank you, Naveen. So sweet. Hi, Avni. Okay, now I can see 110 people watching. I need 200 thumbs up. How will that happen? I do not know, but I need it right now. Ma'am, Pavan is my father's name, so please respect Pavanji. Okay. Guys, please try to sign in by your own name. Na? You're adults, you can do that. Young adults that you are. Okay. So, let us begin. Now, before we begin, this time I thought we'll go to the comment section of the last video and see what kind of answers you've given. The question of the homework was very interesting. I told you, imagine that you are a farmer in the very fertile Ganga plain. Okay? So you are in the plain, not in a mountain, in a plain. Okay? And you will notice, as a farmer, you notice that whenever you harvest your crops, rainfall comes and soil erosion takes place. Now, as a farmer, what all can you do to ensure that the fertility of the soil is retained, that there is no surface runoff, soil erosion does not happen? That was the question. Tricky question. Why did I give you this kind of question? Because I thought these bacha log are having a lot of fun doing homework, copying from each other, copying from Google. Let me make the question and let me see how many of you answer. Now, earlier I used to get like 200 answers. Now I probably got like 80, 60. Let's see. Let's go and find out. Right. Let me be Chutanku. And this is me. Obviously, I've paused in a very iconic scene. But anyways, so guys, if you have not watched this video, do watch this video. Ye kya hai ye dislike? Mir Jafars of the world. Alright, anyways, so sort by, we will do newest first. And let's see who was the first person to answer. Ek second. Let's see the first person to answer. Wait, I'll have to go down and down and down and down. Down. Okay, seriously. RJ Center has said he will do crop rotation, plant trees and mulching. All three good answers, full 10 out of 10. And he also has put an extra effort and said soil is a non-renewable resource. I told you that soil is soil a renewable or non-renewable resource? It takes hundreds of years for 1 centimeter of soil to be formed, right? So that and hundreds of years is more than one human life. So yes, soil can be considered as a non-renewable resource. So good job. G Dimita, plant trees around. But a better answer is, guys, crop rotation, very, very important. Plantation of trees, mulching, all three are good answers. Utkalika also crop rotation. Abhiruddhi has told me, ma'am, guys, not more than 500 years, more than 100 years. Alright. Okay, plant trees. Now people, this I wanted to show you. Pushkarani, if you are here right now, contour barrier. You will only do where there is a slope. Wherever, contour means slope. So putting a barrier on the slope, contour barrier will only be done on a slope, not, I told you, on the Ganga fertile plain. Yes? Okay, rock dams again can only be done on, when you're in the mountain, when the river is coming really fast. So not here. Okay. Again, good. Shrutika has answered correctly. Intercropping. So guys, a lot of you, Tanvi Sharma again have answered correctly. A lot of you have answered correctly. But the reason I went to the comment section today is many of you have written things like terrace farming. Again, terrace farming, contour barriers, rock dams, all of this can only be done in a mountain. ये सब सिर्फ mountain में हो सकते हैं. ठीक है? समझ गए? Okay, now let us go back. I'm stuck. How to go back? I've forgotten. Where am I? Okay. ठीक है, ma'am, please speak in Hindi. Shivendra. बच्चा ये हिंदी English is so confusing. There's like demands from both sides. तो कोशिश करूंगी कि हिंदी में भी समझाओ and I will also explain in English. Is that okay? And even if I speak in English, I'll try to go slow. Yes, Rani Tripathi, guys, a lot of you wrote the correct answers. People who have written terrace farming, contour barriers, contour plowing, and rock dams. These are not correct answers for the question I gave you. Okay? No, I'm not on Telegram right now, but I will have to download it. And it's okay, you can watch the replay at the end of the video. Alright, Namaskar Shivani. Alright, now that we have looked at the homework, we've looked at the homework, we understood the answers of the two questions. Let us begin today's session with a beautiful thought. It will be okay. Maybe not today, but it will. Why did I put this thought today is because, for the past few days, I was feeling a little low for a lot of reasons, personal reasons, professional reasons. I was feeling a little low and I realized something, that time just flies away. And when we have good time, that goes away. Bad time will eventually go away and we will enter good time again. COVID one day will hopefully go away and all of us can meet. So it will be okay. If not today, one day it's going to be all right. So because I was feeling low, I thought this is a message that cheered me up. Maybe some of you are also feeling low with the current situation, how all of us are stuck at home and there's, always this fear that your parents or your best friends or someone is suffering. So I thought I'll put this thought out and आपका भी दिल खुश हो जाएगा, मेरा तो दिल खुश हो ही गया था. Okay. Hi Ashok. Hi Preeti. Sorry, Anshu. Yes, we will have menti. Dog's name Satvik is Casper. Great Tanvi. So guys, can we पंजाबी बोलो, मतलब जो आता नहीं वो कैसे बोलूं. ठीक है, so let's begin. So guys, yesterday, where is my pen? Yesterday we started with land resource, land use, and how to conserve land resource. And we also did soil. You know, why is soil a resource? What is the importance of soil? What are the factors that determine soil formation? किन किन चीजों से soil form होता है? And finally हमने देखा कि हम soil को कैसे protect और conserve कर सकते हैं. How can we protect soil from degrading, from losing its moisture, from losing its fertility? Right? This is what we did in the last session. Today, what are we going to do? The chapter name is Land, Soil, which we've done. Today we are going to look at water. What are the problems of water availability? How to conserve water? And natural vegetation and wildlife, which is very, very, very simple. Now guys, अगर आप देखो ये chapter ना बहुत basic conceptual chapter है. मतलब if you understand the concepts, you will understand. You can easily write the answers in your exam. That is why I gave you that homework question to see if you guys are understanding the basic concepts or are you just rectifying, you know, just mugging up, right? What is your name? Dasari, are you asking me? My name is Surabhi. Okay, so today we will begin with the third resource, and that is water. Now, I don't need to tell you why water is a resource, because water is essential for life, right? It fulfills the human need of thirst. Now, if you look at our beautiful planet, 70% of this planet is water. That's why it's called a blue planet, right? 30% is land. But if 70% is water, then why do we say water scarcity, water problem, drought, you know, all of that? Water, water everywhere. Problem is, there is no water to drink. Yes? So why is that? Now guys, if you look at it, out of this 70%, 90% of the water is unusable, not usable at all. Only 2.7% is fresh water. Okay, out of the entire water on our planet, only 2.7% is fresh water. Out of that 2.7% also, only 1% is available for human use. So for your drinking, for your factories, for your agriculture, all of the things, right? For your Holi, playing Holi, all of that, only 1% of water is available to us. The rest of it, the rest of the fresh water is frozen in Antarctica and the Arctic. Alright, it is not available to us. अरे हिंदी में कितना बोलूं? So guys, इतना ही है कि 70% वाटर है इस धरती पर, उसमें से भी सिर्फ 2.7% अवेलेबल है, फ्रेश वाटर है जो हमारे लिए अवेलेबल है, उसमें से भी only 1% is used for human consumption. ठीक है, human beings consume कर सकते हैं. Now, another important concept is water that is there on our planet is constant. That means कि for example on our planet इतना water है, इतना ही water 1000 साल पहले था, इतना ही water आज है, right? The amount of water that we have on our planet is constant. It is the same water that is getting evaporated and coming back to us as rainfall. Renewable resource, right? It is getting evaporated, coming back to us as rainfall. No one is getting us extra water from anywhere. Right? It's not like God is coming up every 2 years and giving us, okay, take water. No, this is the same water that we can see, you know, maybe from river Ganga, it is getting evaporated. Rainfall is happening in the Amazon river, right? In the Nile river. The same water is getting circulated on our planet, right? So this is called the water cycle. This is called the water cycle, Angeline. ठीक है, Angeline? Got it, Angeline? Are you feeling ignored, Angeline? Should I say every line and then use your name, Angeline? What is this? Okay. Next is problems of water availability. So as I told you, problem है कि we have very little water. Out of that as well, there is a huge problem of water availability. Two problems. One is water shortage. Right? Water shortage can happen if you live in a desert area. right? If you live in some place called Rajasthan or Sahara Desert, there is less water, less rainfall, so water shortage, right? Another reason why water shortage takes place, one is actual shortage, physical shortage because of less rainfall. Another reason why water shortage takes place is over exploitation and contamination of water sources. प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि वाटर हमारे पास अवेलेबल है, 1000 साल पहले भी था और अभी भी है, पर अभी क्या डिफरेंस है? डिफरेंस इज द पॉपुलेशन हैज इंक्रीज्ड, डिमांड्स ऑफ पॉपुलेशन हैज इंक्रीज्ड. Now we don't want one car, we need 5 cars in our garage. You know, status है, status दिखाने के लिए. We need 3 houses, we have factories, we need 4 mobile phones. 4 mobile phones God has not given us, they have been made in factories, right? So we need more factories. All of that requires this, requires water. So we have one bottle of water, but the need is for, the people greed is for 10 bottles of water. So we are over exploiting this limited water that we have. That is one problem that causes water shortage. Another is contamination of water sources. Contamination मतलब जब water खराब हो जाता है, गंदा हो जाता है. How will it become dirty? How will it get contaminated? Industries है, factories है, they remove their, throw all their waste in the water without treating it. That water is contaminated, गंदा हो गया वो पानी. Right? अब वो पानी पी नहीं सकते, पीते हैं हम लोग, but that is it is not usable water anymore, right? So similarly, did you know कि जो हम detergents use करते हैं, सर्फ एक्सेल हो गया, all the detergents that we use in the washing machine, that is actually very bad for water, and all of that goes into our drains, all of that drain water goes into the river and finally comes back to us as drinking water. Right? So that is contamination of water sources. जब water गंदा खराब हो जाता है, contaminate हो जाता है, when it gets contaminated, right? Now, as I told you, one problem is discharge of untreated or partially treated sewage. The sewage is all of the garbage that we throw, the bathroom sewage that goes away. It is untreated and it just flows into our rivers, making the river unusable, contaminated. The same dirty river will evaporate and come back as rainfall, again contaminated, right? So this is something horrible that we are doing without realizing that we don't have extra water on earth. This is the one, a constant amount of water that all of us have to use right now, and even the people who live hundreds of years later, if the earth still exists. All right. Second is, this discharge of agricultural chemicals, effluents, etc. pollute the water with nitrates, metals and pesticides, which are not only bad for human life, but also for water organisms. Got it? Now this is a very interesting, do you know, in your NCERT. So guys, what has happened is, because there is so much scarcity of water, there is a new market that has come up called the water market. मार्केट में क्या होता है ना, अगर किसी की शॉर्टेज है तो उसका डिमांड होने लगता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ इन योर फ्लैट वाटर इज नॉट कमिंग, इट्स बीन 2 days, व्हाट विल यू डू? यू विल बी लाइक, नो मैम, व्हाट कैन वी डू? विल डाई ऑफ थर्स्ट? यस, बट इफ यू हैव द मनी, you will go to the market and buy water. This has created something called a water market. So there is a city in Saurashtra region called Amreli with a population of 1.25 lakhs, and they are completely dependent upon buying water. So this is the kind of economy that we have started, right? So this is just an extra information. Next, a dripping tap wastes 1200 liters of water in a year. So guys, another thing to think about, whenever you come out of the bathroom, please check if the tap is dripping. In a lot of households, I see that people don't care. And it is like, it hurts my heart when I see that people don't care that, their water is dripping, it's going into sewage. Again, water is getting contaminated. Good consumable water, right? All right. Now, what is the meaning of exploitation? Bhumi. But I told you, exploitation matlab, when you are exploiting something, when you are oppressing something. Pani sirf ek bottle hai, but you want to keep using it for 10, for needs of 10 bottles, right? Matlab, it's like you have limited water, but the needs are enormous. You are over exploiting the water. Simple. Now, what can we do to conserve your water resources? One is, of course, growing trees. Why? Because I've told you, trees have roots, they hold the soil together. So whenever you get rainfall and you have trees, the roots will ensure that the water is conserved in the ground. It will increase, replenish underground water. धरती के अंदर जो पानी है, surface के अंदर जो पानी है, it will make sure that that water is getting recharged, right? So that is why growing your forests. Second is rainwater harvesting. The problem is usually when there is rainfall, all of that rain goes into the drains, goes into the nalas, right? Goes into the rivers that are already contaminated, and it will become unusable. गंदा हो जाएगा वो बारिश का पानी, है ना? तो क्या कर सकते हैं? We can do rainwater harvesting, where rooftops और घरों के rooftops पे all that rainwater is collected into proper channels, saved somewhere, treated and then used in houses. तो सारा रेन का पानी को ठीक से सेव करके रीयूज किया जाता है घरों में, राइट? दैट इज रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग. नाउ, as I told you, if you don't do rainwater harvesting, all of that rainwater is going into our drains, again getting contaminated. Okay, there is one state, tell me how many of you belong to that state, Tamil Nadu, that has made rainwater harvesting compulsory for all residential and official complexes, right? Do let me know how many of you. Ma'am, someone behind you. Wow, there's no one behind me because, anyways, don't scare me like that. The third thing, where is it? The third thing to conserve water is canals that is used for irrigation should be properly lined. क्या होता है? River is here, ठीक है? Farm is here, 5 kilometers away. How will you bring water from river to farm? Ma'am, we have seen in movies, women go, they take matkas, they get water. True, that is one way, but it will be very difficult to water the entire farm, right? So we have built something called canals, okay, to connect the river to the farm. Now, usually what happens is that these canals are open, water easily evaporates. There is, sometimes there are holes in the canal, it is not properly lined. So there's a lot of water wastage. So one way to conserve water is to make sure that the canals are properly lined, properly covered to minimize water loss. Got it? Simple? Simple? All right. Now, I already told you what rainwater harvesting is. Collecting rainwater on rooftops, properly channeling it, storing it carefully, treating it and then using it in households. That way, water does not get contaminated and it is used for future use. And it's God-given. Yes. Now, on an average, one spell of rain for 2 hours is enough to save 8,000 liters of water. So if you live in a society where they do not have groundwater harvesting, rainwater harvesting, this is something that you can pitch to your parents and to the community. Okay? Next is, guys, let's move on. Later I will never be able to finish. The fourth is sprinklers. Now, guys, in areas that has very little rainfall, or desert areas, or very hot areas, what happens? Water gets evaporated very quickly. Right? That is a problem of desert areas. It is very hot. The sun is very strong. So one way to conserve water is drip irrigation and sprinklers. Right? So this is sprinklers. You must have seen in a lot of gardens. So it's like it sprinkles water. So there is no water loss. It will sprinkle water at 2-3 hours interval, and it will ensure that we do not have water loss through seepage and evaporation. Okay, that is one way. Drip irrigation. What is drip irrigation? You have your plants. Again, desert area. If you put water, most of that water will evaporate. Only very little water can be absorbed by the plant. So to prevent that evaporation, we put a pipe and ensure that water goes drip by drip to the plant. बूंद बूंद जाता है plant के पास. So that plant properly absorb कर ले water को. Not a lot of water gets evaporated and we do not face water loss. Another thing that takes place, that we do. Sixth, okay, there's no sixth. All of these are steps that we can do to ensure that water is conserved. All right. Irrigation. What is irrigation? Again, irrigation is bringing water from the river to the farm, artificially planting, giving water to the plant. So, for example, one way of growing crops is to wait for rainfall. है ना? But you don't get rainfall throughout the year. You only get rainfall in monsoon. But what about summer season? In the summer season, you need to irrigate your farm. That means artificially water the farm. Bring the water from the river to the farm. So we need to make sure that when we are irrigating our farm, we do it properly so that it leads to the least amount of water loss. Got it? Shubhankar, I took your name. Okay. Thank you for that definition. Angeline, I have explained it. You can totally watch it again. The next part is natural vegetation and wildlife resources. What is natural vegetation? When I go out in the balcony, there are beautiful plants that I see. Actually, that's not true. I don't know why all my plants always die. But when you go to your balcony, or when you have a garden, you have beautiful plants, right? Money plant, your banana tree and all of that. But is that natural vegetation? No, that is not natural vegetation. Natural vegetation are plants that grow without human interference. Okay, jungly पेड़ और पौधे, the one that grow without human interference is natural vegetation. Now, natural vegetation and wildlife exists in an area where 7th standard geography, lithosphere, atmosphere and hydrosphere meet. Where do they meet? In this small zone called biosphere. Let me change my pen color. Okay. In the small sphere called biosphere. Now what is biosphere? Lithosphere is where you have land. Hydrosphere is where you have water. Atmosphere is where you have air, right? So you can only live where there is air, water and land. You can live only where all three are existing together. Only there life is possible. So that sphere is our planet Earth. It is called the biosphere. So it is only in biosphere where life can exist, right? Now what are the usefulness of plants? Again, I've told you lots of times. One is they give us oxygen, they give us timber. Timber is wood that is used to make your railway tracks and your furniture and all of that. They give shelter to animals. They give us roots that hold the soil together and ensure that there is no water runoff or soil erosion. What else? What else? Ionosphere, Suman, is something we'll do later on. Don't worry. Yes, it is. It acts as shelter belts. We've already explained what shelter belts is in the last session, right? What about wildlife? Wildlife is important because it contains of all kinds of animals and birds. They provide us with milk, yummy eggs, meat, hides. Hides is the skin of the animal that is, for example, used for leather, right? Wool, etc. Insects like bees provide us with honey. They help in pollination of flowers. Ye sab to you guys know, it's like 4th standard syllabus, right? Now, very important. Animals also play an important role of decomposers in the ecosystem. When human beings die, we have a proper, last rite. We burn them or we bury them. We do that work. But what about when wild animals die? Right? What happens then? Man, we've seen in cartoons, there is a funeral, right? No, that only happens in cartoons. In nature, all of the dead bodies of plants and animals is decomposed. So, your worms, you have birds such as vultures, your scavengers that come and feed on this dead body, on this, dead remains of a living thing. That will ensure that there is no diseases that are spread. The dead body is properly decomposed, means breaking down into small substances and goes back under the earth as organic matter, right? All of that is done by birds, by insects, by vultures. Vultures are actually considered the vital cleansers of the environment. It's a very, very important job. Diseases will spread and it's not a good feeling when you have bodies lying around. Now, one major issue is that, as I told you, human beings have started destroying everything, right? So we have started giving these painkillers to our cattle. For example, your sheep, your cow, etc. And when the sheep and cow die, that painkillers, for example, diclofenac, it's still in the blood, it's still in the body. So when the vultures come to eat on the dead remains of the cows, of the cattle, this diclofenac goes into their body and it is not good for them, and they have started dying of kidney failure. Now imagine a society where vultures are dead. What will happen? You will tell me in the comment section below. Homework question. Imagine if all the vultures die, if all the scavengers of the society die, what will happen? What will be the consequence on our ecosystem? Alright. Next, how is natural vegetation distributed? Now on our planet, there are some areas where you have thick forests, some areas where you have, desert-like areas. Why? It is because of different temperature, climate and moisture. In areas where there is very good rainfall, you have, thick vegetation, thick forests. In areas where the rainfall is little, obviously a forest will not grow because you need heavy rainfall for forests. In those areas, grasslands start growing. In areas where there is almost no rainfall, very, very little rainfall, that is where you will have no vegetation growing, you will have shrubs growing, stunted trees, growing. Yes, now guys, very important, in desert-like areas or areas where there is very little rainfall, the shrubs that grow, the cactus that grow, any plant that grows has very deep roots. Why do they have deep roots? ऐसे ही मन कर गया उनका? नहीं. They have deep roots because, as I told you, in these areas, very little rainfall. So they have to go very deep under the surface of the earth to find water, to absorb water, right? So they have deep roots. Another problem is that most of the trees have leaves. Now the problem with leaves is they look beautiful, good to the eye, but a lot of evaporation or transpiration takes place. Loss of moisture. Leaves से जो पानी है वो evaporate होता रहता है. In a desert-like area, the plants get scared. They're like, what if the sun takes away all our water? So they have something called thorny and waxy surface. The leaves will have thorny and waxy surface to ensure that water is preserved inside the plant's leaves. Water does not get evaporated through transpiration. Matlab when water gets evaporated through through the leaf, right? Ma'am, change your pen color. Okay. Tundra vegetation is vegetation in the polar regions where you get your mosses, small vegetation, and lichens, right? Okay, I don't have very good options. Let me choose black. Okay, now you've understood why natural vegetation and wildlife is important to us. The next is what can we do to conserve them? One, we need to make sure that we always grow trees. That the major challenge, there are two major challenges: climate change and human interference. Climate change is again because of human beings, because of our activities. Human interference, which I will tell you now, has also led to loss of natural habitat. What is natural habitat? Natural home for plants and animals. If I take a tiger out of the jungle and put him in a zoo, it is not his natural habitat, right? It's not his natural home. His natural home is to be in the jungle, to be the king of the jungle, right? Okay, so what can we do? Problem is deforestation, cutting down trees, soil erosion, constructional activities. Again, guys, if you've not watched this movie, Sherni, do watch it. It will give you a broader idea of what is happening today. We are going inside the jungle and the animals have nowhere to go now. So they come into the city. If a tiger kills a human, we think the tiger is wrong, but we are also wrong because we've taken over its home. What can the tiger do? But anyways, forest fires, landslides, all of these are reasons why, our natural vegetation and wildlife is diminishing. Another major reason is poaching. Poaching is illegal hunting for parts of animals. So, a lot of hunters go into the jungle. They, for example, kill this beautiful rhinoceros or elephants to take their tusks, to take their skin, to take different parts of their body which they sell in the international black market because they are useful for different things. The skin, the nails and all of that. Of course, this has led to decrease in the number of these species. For example, tiger, lion, deer, black buck, crocodile, peacock, ostrich, snow leopard and all of these animals. Ridhima, hunting is also wrong, of course. Now, what can we do? One, we can ensure that there is national parks, wildlife sanctuaries and biosphere reserves are made. What is the difference between all three? National parks, guys, if you've been to a national park, they are properly, protected. The trees, the animals, everything in a national park is protected. Entry is restricted. You cannot just go into a national park to chill. You have to take a lot of permission. Wildlife sanctuary is a sanctuary made for the protection of wildlife only. So, their tourism is allowed, and usually it can also be, a wildlife sanctuary can be set up by a government agency also and by private agencies also who have a lot of money. Biosphere reserves are done at an international level. At the international level, certain areas where you have important flora, fauna, very important plants, very important animals, those are termed as biosphere reserves. Again, very important, entry is restricted and you have to take permission, right? What else can we do? We can start awareness programs like social forestry. What is social forestry? Social forestry is when people come together and build a forest. They decide to reclaim land. Ki is land pe abhi tak we used to have factories. Now we are going to grow a forest here. Social forestry. You spread the message as to how, as a community, you can protect the forest, right? One Mahotsav. One is tree. Mahotsav is a festival, so tree festival. School kids should be taught how important trees are, how, they should be taken to nature walks. Of course, right now it's COVID, so you guys can't, but whenever it gets over, go to nature camps, go bird watching, and close your eyes and just realize how important this planet Earth is to us, right? Killing and hunting of birds and animals should be banned, is actually banned in India for a lot of animals like lions, tigers, deers, great Indian bastards and peacocks. Right? So that was the chapter for the day. Thank you, Vaishnu. Hi, Damayanti. Okay. What is a landslide? I told you that in the last session. For example, you have a mountain, you do not have trees to protect, to make the ground strong. When there is heavy rainfall, the sand, the rocks will tumble down. जो rocks है, sand है, सब नीचे गिर जाएंगे, creating a landslide because you don't have trees to hold the soil, right? And on the mountain, sometimes you will see ना कि पत्थर गिरे हुए हैं. That's a landslide. ठीक है? Now, menti. Okay. Now, before we go on to menti, guys, just one announcement to make, and that is, the problem is that my batches enrollments are closing, but for now 8I, 6 and 7 standard batches have been opened, then enrollments are open. So guys, please do enroll if you have not enrolled as yet. क्यों मैम YouTube पे भी तो आप पढ़ाते हो, YouTube पे हम थोड़ा सा पढ़ाते हैं, but we go into a lot more detail in your regular classes. Live classes होती है जहाँ आपके master teacher, मैं पढ़ाऊंगी आपको, आपके doubts solve होंगे, class teachers होंगी, they will be clearing your doubts. Right now I'm taking English medium batches, so please do join. Fun and high level quizzes होते हैं, not just menti. We have different kinds of quizzes, match the following, map based questions, picture questions and all of that. Students all around the world से आते हैं to compete. So आपका जो rank है, it's not just from your school, it's from all across the world. Apart from that, interactive replay भी होता है. What is that? Simple. When you're, for example, एग्जाम से पहले आप भूल गए कि चैप्टर का मतलब क्या था, मल्चिंग क्या होता था, लैंडस्लाइड्स क्या होता था, you can watch the replay, and while you're watching the replay, you can do the quizzes and your name can come on top of the leaderboard. So watching replay is no longer boring, right? You can download all the handwritten notes that the master teacher gives you. हर एग्जाम, हर चैप्टर के बाद आपके असाइनमेंट्स होते हैं, मिड टर्म एग्जाम्स होते हैं, एंड टर्म एग्जाम्स होते हैं, यूनिट टेस्ट होते हैं. सो भी अच्छी तरह रगड़ के आपको पढ़ाई करा दी जाती है, राइट? नाउ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, अनलिमिटेड माइक्रो कोर्स. इसमें वी हैव स्टार्टेड समथिंग कॉल्ड प्रो एक्सक्लूसिव माइक्रो कोर्स. People who have taken a subscription to our pro will get this for free, and only those students will be able to view these courses, right? So some amazing micro courses are coming up, जिनके topics में मैं hopefully next week तक I will be providing it to you, right? Now what to do? Very simple. There is a link in the description box, guys. Do click it. It's in the pinned comment. फिर आप वहाँ पर जाके you can find all 3 of your programs: Pro Lite, Pro Classic and Pro Premium. If you are someone जिसको सिर्फ अपने डाउट सॉल्व करने हैं, you can take Pro Light. If you are someone who wants their doubts solved after class, you can take Pro Classic. If you are someone who only wants 15 students in a class, ma'am should not ignore you. यहाँ पर जो बच्चे बोलते हैं ना, मैम why you ignoring me? Please take premium batch, right? Now Pro Light का guys, it's a very little amount you have to pay per month. It comes down to less than 2,000 rupees. So per class it comes down to less than 10 to 12 rupees if you are taking long term as well as enrolling to a micro courses. सबका सब इसी पैसे में आ जाता है, ठीक है? So all you have to do for a flat 20% off is use the coupon code SUG Pro. Alright, SUG Pro if you want to be in my batch. Yes, Jaswant, you are in my batch. True. Now, guys, the batches have already started on 21st June. The next level of batches will start on 5th July. If you want to join the premium, again, 28th June and 12th July are the dates. Please do join and remember to use the coupon code SUG Pro. ठीक है, सुरभि गुप्ता प्रो. वेदांतु इम्प्रूवमेंट प्रॉमिस आपको पता है, आमिर खान इतना बता रहा है इसके बारे में that if you join Vedantu and by the end of the year, you know, if you've taken the entire year's course by the end of the year, अगर आपको इम्प्रूवमेंट नहीं दिखता, अगर आपको मजा नहीं आया, तो all the money will be returned back to you. ठीक है, you attend our classes, you do our tests, you do our assignments, तब भी आपके स्कोर में इम्प्रूवमेंट नहीं आता, वही के वही आप अटके हुए हो, तो we will give all that money back to you. तो आप सोच क्या रहे हो? I mean, you're getting your money back. You are able to study, you're getting quizzes, you're getting assignments, you're getting, you know, all the doubts solved. So do join us, guys. Do join my batch especially. And not only SST, you also get science, maths and English within this bundle, right? So use the coupon code SUG Pro and join us. All right. Now, let's go to menti.com. We have 658533237. Let me see. Ma'am, please tell homework question one more time. Even I forgot what was homework question. What was the homework question? No. What was the homework question, guys? I've totally forgotten. How do you know our grade? Sandeep, so there is an exam that we give at Vedantu when you join. That's called the benchmark test. And at the end of the session, we have a end test. And we have a lot of tests and assignments in between. So we also measure your improvement and you also show us your improvement by showing your report card. Alright. Boon boon se banta hai sagar. Yes, thank you Mandeep. That's true. Yes, Satvik, thank you. Guys, the question, homework question is, imagine a world where all the scavengers, all the vultures are dead. What will happen to the ecosystem? That is the homework question. What is my mother's name? Why? Okay guys, come on, let's go to Menti. You know what to do. Go to www.menti.com और मैं भी वहां पर आपसे मिलती हूँ. Let me be Chutanku. 78 people here, 170 people watching. Guys, thumbs up कहाँ है मेरे वीडियो पे? Give me a thumbs up quickly to show me how excited you are. Alright. Thank you Tanvi. Hi Trisha. Hi, yes, Infotech. Yes, I have a beagle, but it's not here. It's in Bombay right now with my mama. What is your mother tongue? I'll ask my mother. No, it's Hindi. No copyright films. It's Surabhi. Sunny, bacha, Pura has told the story of the entire Ramayana. Now you're asking, ma'am, who was Ram, who was Sita? What is this? Look at the first session, the first where I explain what deforestation is, what soil erosion is. Hi Harshit, I called your name. I feel like a superstar when you say call my name. Right. Hi Saksham. Thank you Preeti. Hi IIT JE. What are you doing here? Right. Quickly, can we start? Hi Garima. Thank you Mansi. Thank you Neeraj. I didn't realize. All right. Yes, Ridhima, but what will happen if that happens? Okay, so let us quickly refresh the page once. Pulkit, you're from class 6? Then do join my batch of 6th standard which actually started last week, but we are going to start with the first chapter this week. Be in my batch. Okay, now People who are new, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel right now if you are already here. Only for the menti. कुछ नहीं होता guys. Like, you know, thumbs up दे दो and let's quickly begin. Menti will start right now. Thank you, Mansi. I'm here to entertain everyone. Okay, so the question 1 is in front of you. Okay, something went into my eye. Ow, ow. Question 1 is in the evaporation of water takes place due to nitrogen cycle, water cycle, cooling of ice or floods. What is that entire thing when water is evaporating, coming down as rain called? Come on. Unknown, are you sure that's the answer? Evaporation of water and coming back down as rain. Come on. Rajkumar, क्या कुछ भी? (163) of you are correct. It's the water cycle. है ना, साइकिल में वो व्हील होती है ना, ऐसे गोल गोल घूमता है, राइट? वैसे ही water goes up, comes down as rain. It is a cycle that's going on. All right. We have Nemo, who's the fastest, then Lola, who's also the fastest, Varshishtha, Tanvi, Snuggle, Saim, Hai, Earthman, Anvesha, Pingu, and Frosty on top of the leaderboard. Question 2 of question 5 in front of you is the zone of Earth's atmosphere where life exists is called Biosphere, Lithosphere, Hydrosphere, or Troposphere. The zone of the Earth's atmosphere where you have land also, you have water also, you have air also, where life exists. What is it called? Come on. Quickly. Time stops now. Yes, biosphere. Bio means life. So the sphere where life exists is called the biosphere. The leaderboard is in front of you and let's see how many of you are on top. We have Lola who's on top, then we have Subhash, Varshit, Tanvi, Rajesh, Tharani, Sahiba, Dhwani, Sikho और पूछो, real name Dev. Okay, and we have Nile on top of the leaderboard. क्या क्या लिखते हो? Question 3 in front of you is low-lying areas. जो low-lying areas होते हैं वहां पर क्या हो सकता है? What are they susceptible to? Water logging, landslide, illegal mining or weathering. Low-lying areas मतलब if you have a mountain, you know, आपका घर low-lying area में धसा हुआ है, so वहां पर क्या हो सकता है? If your house is in a low-lying area, what can happen there? Code Himanshu is 65853237. Out of syllabus question है मैम ये. Okay, I will explain. So guys, water logging is correct. Low lying. So landslides takes place usually in areas where you have a mountain. Okay, usually low lying areas is, for example, so if you have a mountain and then you come down, you know, low lying areas. या फिर आप if you are living in a city, there are certain areas, certain houses that are at a low level. What happens if rainfall takes place from mountains, from all the upper levels? Water will come down and start filling that area. Water logging will take place. पानी भर जाएगा, right? That is water logging, right? Great, Akshita, good for you. Let's look at the leaderboard in front of us. We have Khushbu is back, wow, on top. Then we have Subhash, Ayman, Shrija, Kanishka, Tharani, Hai, Rohit, Akshita, and SHN on top of the leaderboard. Final question, no, question 4 of question 5 in front of us is rainwater harvesting is compulsory in which state? I told you, Tamil Nadu, Haryana, Rajasthan or Assam. Come on. मैंने बताया था क्लास के बीच में कि इस स्टेट में कंपल्सरी है. Okay, people in the comment section, chat section they are giving me the correct answers. 3, 2, and 1. Time is up. Yes, Tamil Nadu it is compulsory. Tamil Nadu there was a time when there was a huge amount of water scarcity. People did not know if they will have water 1 week later. That was the time when the chief minister there said that rainwater harvesting will be made compulsory in the state of Tamil Nadu. Anyways, so Khushbu is still on top. Then we have Subhash, Ayman, Shrija, Kanishka, SHN, Rohit, Akshita, Lakshmi, and Jaishal on top of the leaderboard. Good job. Now, next question. It's okay, Tanvi, it happens. Where did it go? Why is it necessary to increase the area under forest? To maintain an ecological balance, because forest absorbs carbon dioxide. Forest helps in raising the level of precipitation. When you have more forests, you will have more rainfall. All of these. Thank you, Ashish. I'm cool as a cucumber, cool as an ice tray. Why am I singing? I do not know. Come on. Come on, quickly, guys. Yes, all of these is correct. Forest is important because it maintains a balance. It makes sure that we have oxygen. Third, high level of precipitation. If you have more trees, you will have more rainfall. Rainfall increases. So that is precipitation. So all of these is correct. Let's look at the final leaderboard of the day. Khushbu, as usual, is on top. Ba Khushbu, how do you do it? Good job. And this is the leaderboard, guys. Give an applause to Khushbu. Don't be jealous. Congratulations, Khushbu, and good job for being on top. Now, guys, as you know, I've already given you the homework question. If you do not know the homework question, you've obviously joined late. I will not tell you. Watch the entire video to know what the homework question is. If you're new to the channel, subscribe right now. Give me a thumbs up, guys, if you like this video. And, of course, to show me your attendance and share it with your friends. Right? So that's it. This is your master teacher Surabhi signing out. Guys, remember next session, which is an extra session, which is happening on a Saturday. If you want to know when, subscribe to the channel. And we will be doing a boomerang. And maybe next week we'll do a menti war. Agar mera mood hua. Right? So, Bhavana, I'm not sure. I don't do mentees. I just start the program. Alright? So, bye-bye guys. Have a great day.